All right, let's talk about something I think we've all felt at some point. This thing we're calling the invisible barrier. You know the one I'm talking about. It's late at night, you've got your phone in your hand, and it just feels like the whole world is lapping you, moving at a totally different speed. You're just scrolling through your feed, right? And you see people building these empires, traveling everywhere, living with this amazing freedom, and it just feels so far away, like it's a completely different reality. And you're not alone in this. It's a struggle a lot of us are dealing with, usually pretty quietly. So that brings us to what you could call the treadmill feeling. It's that awful sensation that you're putting in all the work, you're running as fast as you possibly can, but you look around and you haven't gone anywhere. You're right back where you started. I mean, you work hard, you come home absolutely exhausted, and yet your bank account looks exactly the same. It is so frustrating. It makes you feel like there's some secret club and you just don't have the password. But what if the secret isn't about money at all? Okay, let's talk about what the real barrier is. Because it's not some secret handshake, it's not about luck, it's about uncovering the true currency we're all dealing with. The one thing we all get the same amount of every day, and that's time. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The wall between being broke and being rich isn't made of money. It's made of how we treat time. See? The wall isn't financial. It's all about how we use or misuse our own hours and minutes. And here's the trap so many of us fall into. We trade our hours, our most precious, non-renewable resource, for pennies. We get so focused on these cheap thrills, these little hits of instant gratification that feel good for a second, but they don't actually build anything real. Which brings me to this really powerful idea, a kind of hidden cost that keeps us exactly where we are. It's the core of this whole thing, really. It's called the comfort zone tax. Let's break down what that actually means. Okay, so what is it? Well, the comfort zone tax is this habit of spending our resources, and listen, that's not just money, it's also our time and our energy, on these temporary feelings of comfort. We do it to mask the reality that we're struggling, which of course stops us from ever really changing anything. There's this perfect example in the source material. This quote says, "He was buying a feeling of wealth to mask the reality of his struggle." It talks about a guy named Leo who worked 2 jobs. 2! And he'd spend every dime on the weekends just to look like he was rich. He wasn't building anything. He was just paying that tax to feel wealthy for a couple of days. So when you really get down to it, this is about 2 completely different mindsets. It's a fork in the road, and the path you choose pretty much determines, well, everything. So on one side of the fork, you've got the broke mindset. It's all about spending on the now. That new gadget, that fancy dinner, whatever gives you that instant hit. But on the other side, you have the rich mindset. This is about investing for the future. It's about delaying that gratification because you know that what you build tomorrow is way more valuable than what you can buy today. And this isn't just about money. It's also about time. There's a huge, huge difference between being busy and being productive. You know, one is just frantic energy, while the other is focused action. One fills your hours, the other fulfills your goals. Yeah, this quote just says it all. Being busy is running in circles. Being productive is moving a mountain one stone at a time. I mean, you can just picture it, right? Running in circles gets you nowhere. But moving that one stone and then another and another, eventually you've moved a whole mountain. So really, the choice is simple. It's comfort or it's growth. Because nothing ever grows where it's safe and comfortable. You have to step outside that zone to make any real progress. Okay, so what do we do about it? How do we actually start investing in our future? Well, the good news is it's not about some huge dramatic change. It really just starts with changing your direction with a few small mental shifts. Here's a hard truth. Your life is a perfect reflection of your priorities. What you have right now is exactly what you've prioritized. Don't believe me? Try it. Just for a week, track your time. Where does every hour go? No judgment, just look at the data. Then look at your bank statement. It tells a story. And if you don't like the story it's telling, guess what? You're the author. You can start a new chapter today. Look, the journey from being broke to being rich, and we're talking about rich in time and freedom, not just cash. It's not about some complicated spreadsheet. It's a mental shift. Step 1 is simply deciding that your future self deserves better. Step 2, just make one tiny choice that proves it.
That's it. Maybe you swap 30 minutes of mindless scrolling for 30 minutes of learning something. You choose the discomfort of growth over the comfort of distraction. That's how it starts.
And please remember this. It is not about speed, it is all about direction. Seriously, stop stressing about getting there fast and just focus on pointing yourself in the right direction. Because once you change your mind, once you change your direction, the money, the freedom, all of it, it follows. So I'm just going to leave you with one final question to think about. Are you spending your time or are you investing it? Really think about that. Because the answer could change absolutely everything.